Your brand is not your logo. It's how people feel when they interact with you and whether they come back. Welcome back to the CEO Photog Club, where we build photography business that are recognizable, repeatable, and profitable. I'm your host, Kylie, and I'm excited to talk business. Today, we're going to break down what a real brand is, beyond colors and beyond fonts, and how to build one your clients remember, trust, and recommend. When I first started my business, I thought it was all about the logo. I was constantly redesigning my logo, changing my brand colors, trying to create a brand that was trendy, that people could see from this cute little logo with a bird, but that's not what it is. It's not just about the logo or even the presets or the cute Instagram feed. That's part of it for sure. But what's more important is your reputation, your experience, and your consistency in your business, in all parts of your business. A brand is a promise, and your client experience proves it. So let's talk about the 5 parts of a strong photography brand. The first part is the visual style. So this is what your clients see. So this is what they could see if they got on your Instagram or they got on your website and they got on your feed and they saw your work, they would recognize it as yours. One of my favorite compliments is when people get like mailers in the mail from their brands. Like, for example, if Meeby Baby sent them a mailer, or I think Little Joyco used to send one, and people from all over the country, not just local people, would send me a picture and they're like, I noticed your work on this. Of course, my name's not on there. There's no logo on there, but they knew it was mine because of my style. That is a powerful brand. If someone could recognize your work without your logo on it, without your name attached to it, without your website, without any credit, then you have a very powerful photography brand. So what creates that is editing consistency, having a style that is the same no matter what, indoor, outdoor, bad lighting, good lighting, like it's going to look the same no matter what. It's also the same lighting choices. Whether I'm shooting a product shoot or whether I'm shooting a family shoot, I'm usually shooting in the similar lighting vibes. Of course, in the studio, I'm using more light, but I like to shoot like a natural light type of way, what the products look like at the end. Also, location and backgrounds being similar. Like if you're constantly shooting in kind of the same vibe, like if you like to shoot in open fields, or if you like to shoot with a lot of trees, or if you like to shoot really urban, that's all going to be a part of a style. I can think of some senior photographers that always shoot like downtown urban, or some that shoot always like kind of like in flowery fields. And I can think of exactly who the photographer was just by the location that they're using. So that's one. Obviously, as a photographer that is shooting a lot of different genres, I don't consistently shoot in the same locations, but at those locations, I do feel like I'm finding the same kind of light. I'm, shooting backlight if the light is bright, or I'm shooting at a certain time of day. And that all kind of helps with that visual identity. Also, just overall like wardrobe vibe or like type of client that you're shooting. I feel like there are some photographers that attract like a really colorful palette, right? Their clients come really colorful, their backgrounds are really colorful, everything's really saturated, that kind of thing. Or you have the opposite, very neutral, very beige, or you have kind of an in-between, which I feel like I'm kind of an in-between kind of person. All of that is going to play into your visual style. If your grid looks like 5 different photographers, your brand is going to feel confusing. You want people to notice who you are and recognize you without seeing your name or your logo. That is a huge, powerful brand. The next thing is your shooting style. So this is how you're creating. So are you posing more? Like, are you shooting more money shots, more pose, like super pose, or more of a candid lifestyle documentary kind of thing, or something in between? It doesn't have to be one particular thing. It can be a little mix of everything. But the point is that you're consistently doing a mix of everything. You're not money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot, candid, money shot, money shot, money shot, because people are going to see the money shot and recognize you, not the candid. So if you're mixing it up and you're like, okay, I can tell that's them, that's when you are creating a great brand. Are you doing more movement or more structured, more direction or more documentary, or a mix, calm and guiding, hyping people up and very playful and fun? Both are fine. All are fine. Just pick one combination and own that, because that's who you are as a brand and what people are going to be able to say to recommend you and refer you to other people. And the more concrete you are on who you are and how you shoot and what your style is, the better it's going to be, because people are going to be able to tell their friends about you. I love going to her style is very documentary. Her style is very posed. It doesn't matter what it is. You want people to have a word that they say when they describe you so that they're referring you to people that want that and are going to get that from you. Number 3, the third part of your brand that's super important, more important than logo, is your client experience. I dare say this might be number 1. Your client experience is how you make your clients feel. So how do you make them feel from the initial inquiry response throughout the booking process? When you show up at the session, what's your energy like? How are you guiding them? Are you really awkward and not saying anything and making the whole session super uncomfortable? How are you communicating with them? Before the session, after the session, do they know what your turnaround time is like? Are you hitting that turnaround time? Are they having to constantly nag you for things? Are they getting responses back on time so that they know you're excited to actually work with them? How are you delivering them? When are you delivering them? That kind of stuff. People don't remember the photos. They remember how you feel when you're taking the photos and after and throughout the entire process. This week, we got a review from a client, and in the review, it said, "This was an amazing experience for us from the get-go. Everyone responded really quickly. We got the booking information really fast, and we got our photos back in days." They didn't really even talk about the actual photos. They talked about the experience that they had with us. Because they had a positive experience, it makes whatever the photos are going to be better no matter what, because they felt very seen, very directed, very guided, and taken care of throughout the process. If you can take care of your clients, it doesn't matter what your photos look like. It really doesn't. If you take care of them with it's just a lot of care and effort and efficiency and that kind of stuff, the rest almost doesn't even matter, truly. The fourth part of a great brand is your voice and your messaging. So how you're talking to them, not just in your emails, although emails are very important. How are you talking to them? Are you, explaining things very clearly? Are you being warm? Are you being friendly? Are you being cold and short and like, I don't really want to do this. I'm, whatever. I don't have time for you. Like, how are you responding? How are your captions? Are you just like, this is the Johnson family? Or are you like, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. The Johnsons and I, we played in this field and we spun around and it was so cute watching them interact with their children. And, we're like actually like caring about them as people. What's your website copy like? Are you just like, here's my pricing? Or are you explaining what your services are like, what you can do for them, how long you've been doing this, what your, skills are, what you're known for, what your clients love about you, that kind of stuff. How are you explaining your work? The more thorough you are and the more you are like with your actual personality, the more you're going to attract the right kind of clients for that personality. Your words should sound like you, even on your worst day. So even if you're having a terrible day and you get an inquiry and you're like, oh, you're like, okay, yeah, sure, I can do that on Tuesday. You think someone is going to feel great about a yeah, sure, I guess I could do that. I might be able to make that work. No, be warm and fuzzy and excited and hyped in whatever range that is. You don't have to be a super big hype girl like, oh my gosh, yay, I'm so excited. Just be like, I would absolutely love to do that for your family. Okay, that feels a lot better than sure. So that's something that's really, really important. Number 5, the fifth part of having a solid brand is your business systems. So this is how you're going to stay consistent. Your templates. We've talked about this a million times. I have templates for everything, my proposals, my contracts, my emails, even DMs, because I want people to feel the same kind of care from me, whether I'm rushed, having a busy day, having a bad day, sick in bed, or if I have all the time in the world to respond to them. I want everyone to have the same experience with me. And how to do that is by having a template that has the information that they're looking for. And then I customize it at the top with a warm opener, an opening message. Also, my workflows, my workflow from the second you contact me to the second the gallery is delivered. There is a workflow so that every single client that comes through my system is getting that same experience. They're getting the initial inquiry. They're getting a follow-up. They're getting the same proposal. They're getting a follow-up to the proposal. They're getting a welcome email. They're getting a reminder email. They're getting a gallery delivered email. They're getting the entire experience. And then a thank you email with a review link, right? They're getting the entire thing. It's the same for every client. Same with when I show up to shoot a family session or a senior session. It's the same flow. Okay, we're going to shoot this outfit for seniors for the first 20 minutes and then we'll change. And then, they know what to expect. I know what to expect, and it makes things really easy. Now, as you know, photography is about creative and reading their mood and reading the family. And like every session is going to be different because you're interacting with their personalities and what they're willing to do for the camera and that kind of stuff. So even though there's a workflow and a flow to the session, the poses aren't going to be the same. The interaction with them isn't going to be the same. It's just the overall vibe and the overall flow moves at the same pace and can be adjusted with different poses and different interactions for each family. Another business system is automations. So I have a lot of that workflow automated. So as soon as a client books me, they automatically are going to get my welcome email with what to wear for the thing or what to expect or how to prepare, that kind of information. The turnaround times is another system. No matter if you book me in the middle of busy season or you book me in the middle of slow season, you're going to have the same turnaround time windows. Consistency is not a personality trait, it is a system. So the more you can be systematic in your business, the better your brand is going to be. It's so, so, so important. A lot of brands don't work because they're copying trends instead of being true to who they are, or they're constantly changing. I remember when I started my business, it was not a brand. I was constantly changing my editing style for the trend. I was constantly changing my logo, my website, my color scheme, the editing color scheme. I was constantly changing everything about my business, and I was focusing on like business cards and a logo and a new website instead of these 5 things that we talked about. Clear brands book. Brands that are consistent, that you can depend on, that you can rely on, those book. Confusing brands that are constantly changing, they're going to get scrolled past because people are never knowing what they're actually going to get from that person. Have you ever looked at a photographer and one week they're this style, the next week they're that style, the next week they're the other style, and you're like, ooh, I love that style, but if I book them and get that style, I don't want that. That's what you're doing when you're changing things about your business constantly. So how to build your brand step by step. First of all, you need to decide your lane. What do you want to be known for? This does not have to be as specific as like, I want to be known for senior pictures, because you know that I don't care if you niche down. I don't care about that. But do you want to be known for, I want to be known for like a lifestyle type of photo. I want to be known for documentary. I want to be known for storytelling. I want to be known for that money shot. I want to be known for this bright, creamy, true to life editing style. I want to be more known for being warm and friendly. I want to be known for having a really systematic business where they just feel taken care of from the beginning because everything's in place. That's what you want to be known for. Then you need to choose your signature style. So this will consist of lighting, tones, posing, locations. So it can be clean, bright, natural posing, like that kind of stuff. These 4 things are going to make up that visual style that we talked about. So time of day you're shooting, what kind of lighting equipment you're using. It could be that. Tones. This could be the tones and the colors people are wearing. It could be editing tones, that kind of stuff. Locations, sticking to like a genre of locations. Like I love to shoot in the mountains, or I love to shoot in open fields, or I love to shoot in this. Doesn't mean you can't shoot other places, but what do you want to be known for? What's your favorite? And then step 3 is going to be to define your experience. So how do clients feel from start to finish working with you? Is it calm? Is it efficient? Is it fun? Is it luxury? Is it whatever word you want to insert in there? Step 4 is to create the repeatable systems. So the templates we talked about, the inquiry replies, the follow-ups, the prep guides, the session flow, the delivery process, all of that needs to be figured out. And then step 5 is to show it consistently. Blog about it, post about it, talk about it, repeat it. Your brand isn't going to be built in one post. It's over time, with repetition, with consistency, showing up over and over as the same person with the same style, with the same communication, with the same workflow, with the same turnaround times. And all of that is what creates a solid, amazing brand. Not your logo, still important, not the most important, not your color palettes, not your website, not your business cards. Structure creates freedom, consistency creates recognition, and recognition creates bookings. You can evolve your brand over time, but you can't build one if you're always changing it constantly. With the trends, with the editing styles that are happening, with a new preset, it's going to grow over time naturally. Like if you look at my business 15 years ago to now, obviously it's different. It's a different world. Even in 10 years to now, I was looking at like some blogs from 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, my editing style was like, bright, like really green, really saturated. However, I gradually shifted over time. It's still kind of the same vibe. Gradually shifted some greens and some oranges over time. And I've kept kind of a similar style. People recognize my work then and they recognize my work now. You don't need to rebrand every time you feel off in your business. You just need better systems, clearer messaging, more repetition. Not a new color palette, not a new logo. I actually had someone ask me the other day when I put the question box out, what would you like to see on the podcast? They asked, at what point should I invest in professional brand shoot for my business? And I loved this question because the answer is not what you think. If you are brand new in your business, you do not need a professional brand to get started. You need a camera, good lighting, a clean setup, and consistency. Do not wait for a professional setup to start. Yes, you need a business license, you need insurance, you need all that kind of stuff if you're going to charge. But you don't need to have all the other stuff figured out. You don't even need to have a website figured out to start. But you do need it to scale your business. There's a point where it becomes one of those investments that help you grow further in your business. So if you're at that point, you're booking consistently, you want higher paying clients, you need content that actually converts, you're tired of scrambling for posts, you're doing a lot of DIY and you want more strategy, that is when a brand shoot for your business with you, having a logo, having the color palette done, that's where that comes into place. A brand shoot is not just for pretty photos though. It's not just, a new profile picture. It's your website pictures. It's your social media content. It's your email graphics. It's your ads. It's a constant visual across all your platforms that helps you kind of market yourself in different areas. So instead of just getting one headshot, you need a brand shoot that gives you like a marketing library that you can use in those carousels and in those other places as well. And if you can't afford one, you guys, you're a photographer. Find a photographer friend and trade. Like, you don't have to have a $3,000, sorry, brand photographers who want those clients. You don't have to do that to have a great brand session. Trade, switch cards, edit your own work. That's how you can get started with this without spending a lot of money. Now, have I invested myself into paying for headshots instead of even going to my team or trading with a photographer? Absolutely. It's very important, but if you can't afford it, you can do it in other ways because you are a freaking photographer and you have the skills to do that. So if you're going to invest in a brand shoot, whether you're trading or you're actually paying for it, here's what actually matters. You need to have a strategy before you go into the shoot so you know what you're actually coming out with. For me, I would go through a website and I would find, okay, I want a photo here on the contact page. I need one on the about page. I need one, behind this, like a behind the scenes one here. And I would, like one here on this blog, whatever. So I would make a list of where I would actually need content on my website. Then I would go through my Instagram. Okay, I want to do an introduction post. What would be included in that introduction post? I want to do a carousel about this over the next few months. I want to do, I would plan things out ahead of time so I know exactly what content I would need. So if I was doing one today, I would know, okay, I would want one with my camera because, that's important. Like, as a photographer, to have a picture like that, I need a headshot to update for my LinkedIn, for my Instagram, for my Facebook, that kind of stuff, for my website as well. I would love one with my CEO Photog Club hat. I would love one with my laptop. I would love one with my microphone. I would love a behind the scenes of me shooting. I would love one in my studio. I'd love one with my props. So I'd start making a list of things like, okay, here's things that I could use in different ways. Make a shot list, plan it. I would also have someone come and do B-roll. So you have all of this being shot in B-roll as well. You want a variety of shots, whether it's, long, wide hero shots for your website versus vertical ones, close up, far away, detail shots, maybe just of the hat and the mic and the camera and the computer and what's in your bag and that kind of stuff, right? Like, it's not just about your face. A brand shoot is more than that. And as brand photographers, we know that, right? But you need to think about it for yourself as well. You need to understand where these pictures are going before you even get to the photo shoot so that you know exactly what you need besides just 100 headshots in a row. This is actually why I built the commercial side of my business the way I did, because I saw so many brands with beautiful photos that aren't actually helping them sell. And combining my love for marketing with my love for photos, I could fill in those holes. And you can too. You guys know what you need. You have to market yourselves. Think like a marketer instead of like a photographer and combine the two, getting the pretty pictures and filling the needs that you see on the website, social media, all that kind of stuff. So, do you need a professional brand shoot to start? No, not to start. But if you want your brand to build trust and recognition and you're ready to pay or to trade, then yes, absolutely get that brand shoot. Just remember that a real brand is more than the headshot. It's more than the logo. It's your style, it's your experience, it's your voice, it's your systems. And consistency is going to be creativity because people are going to recognize you and they're going to see your work and they're going to know it's you. And again, consistency beats creativity. Clear brands convert, repetition builds recognition. If someone landed on your page today, would they know exactly what they're going to get from your Instagram or from your website? That's your brand. If the answer is no, You have a little work to do. Thanks for listening to the CEO Photog Club. If you like what you hear, leave a review. You can DM me on Instagram if you have a specific topic you want me to discuss on the podcast. And with that, the meeting is adjourned.